Hi everyone and welcome. Unboxing Ugreen power bank, 145 watt output, 25,000 milliamp hour. As you can see, this is the second one. A friend of mine took the other one, so I've got a replacement, and I've got a couple of others here, and I'll just talk about some of them and show you and compare them a little bit, and I'll talk about some other things which I encountered which may help some of you. We'll just get this open. Okay, it's pretty simple, not expecting anything unusual here. Sorry about this. Let's get it out. I'll stick that there. I think it looks exactly the same, so they haven't changed anything from the last unboxing. You get a little cover for it. It's a cloth. Most of the others come with a mesh type thing, but this one's a cloth type cover with its name on there. A help guide, user instruction, and some other information in there. Now, it also does come with a short cable. Now, before I go too far into it, I'll just let you know the one thing I did notice on this. It worked well. I'm not saying anything bad about the power bank. Get this plastic off. Now, it gives you a good look at it there. You can see that. Try and get so it doesn't reflect too much. You've got a power indicator here. Okay, so this one says it's got 42%. Now, just to give you a heads up, obviously in all of these power banks, whenever you've got a display, there's some microprocessor in here to do this, to be able to measure, etc. Now, you can have errors. Now, something that I encountered only recently is actually when my friend was using it. He put it on charge and it was on, I don't know, 72%. And anyway, it wasn't going up and it was just flashing for hours. I felt it and it wasn't warm, which meant it wasn't charging anymore. Now, I thought maybe there was an error. And it turned out that, yes, there was an error. And the way I reset that, now maybe in the instructions, I didn't read it. I just took a guess because a lot of these things do work this way. I just held the power button down until the screen went blank, and then it rebooted itself, and the bank was on 100%. So it was like I thought. It had fully charged itself, but for some reason the display wasn't displaying that. So that's just something that I noticed, but apart from that, the performance has been good. I've spoken about this before. I won't go into this too much now. You've got 140 watt out here. Even though it says 145 watt, you can clearly see it's marked as 140. You might or might not be able to see that. Now, they're in-out ports. If you've got something you're trying to charge which has got an in-out port, these get confused, doesn't matter what brand it is. So then you've got to use the separate out. And don't quote me, but I believe from memory it's about 60 watts. It's either 40 or 60 or 45, something like that. I think this one is actually 60 watt. You can probably read it on there if your eyes are good enough. Mine, I'm not going to try and read all that. It's not easy to read. Anyway, it'll be in the manual. You can look up the specs online. But yeah, quite a good power bank. I don't know, it's probably like that size there is probably like a packet of cigarettes or 25s almost, something like that. Not that that's a good comparison. The size is quite good, but I'll compare it with, I've got a couple of others here. This one I use quite a lot. It's a Inui power bank. Now you can see, let me just move that. You can see the size there, how much bigger that is. So this is a bit smaller. I believe this is still only a 25,000 milliamp. But because the screen's bigger, I guess there's more electronics in there, so something has to happen. The weight between them is probably similar. This is maybe a smidge thicker, not much. I'll turn them on their sides in a minute. Let me just get rid of that and get the other one over here. This one is only 20,000, but this is a Haymix. Now, it's only 100 watt output, but 100 watt is fair. That's a fair size. But you can get an idea of the size. So depending on where I'm going, I mean, this one's pocket size basically. You can still get this one in your pocket, the Ugreen, although it's about an inch larger than this, but it's also got a higher capacity and higher output. Potentially, I don't use 145 watts. I don't even have anything that uses 100, I don't think. I don't have a laptop that runs off USB-C. Anyway, this one's a similar output to this, similar ports, 140 watt and a 45. So for your phones and most things, this is probably going to be quite good. This one will charge a little bit higher because, like I said, I think that second port, that second USB-C is 65, I think, from memory. So for things like, say, charging a drone battery or something like that, this one's going to be a little bit better for that. And then this one, can't remember the wattage. It's supposed to be 100 on the main one, but that'll be an in-out port. So for drones, no. But for phones and things like that, this one's quite good. So I still use it, and you can see because of the size, it's just handy. You know, if I've got a woman with me, she'll probably prefer this one. It's lighter, smaller, takes up less room in her bag, whereas I'm not so worried about the size and weight. I'll turn them all on their sides quickly, just to give you an idea, but these are all pretty much the same size. This one's a lot rounder. It's a little bit wider, a little bit higher when you tip it on the side, rather. But you can see that these have got rounded edges, but not as rounded as the Inui, which is a bit ironic because that would probably suit pockets better, but it's a bit too big for any sort of pocket. But then again, I rarely have these in pockets. I'm usually carrying a bag or a backpack or something, and I stick them in there in the pocket in the backpack, whichever one I've got. But yeah, that's you can see on the side there the sizes of them. So yeah, you've got you can look on my other videos. I'll try and remember to link it in the comments or link it somewhere. But I do have videos on each of these. So yeah, it just depends on your sizes. And I find that when I travel somewhere, I need two because they don't charge that quickly. Charging up power banks does take time. So I tend to take two. So the ones I would be taking would usually be those two. But sometimes I've needed to take this one. If I'm able to, I'll take the three. I might put this one into a roller bag or might put two of them in a roller bag rather than having it in the backpack. When I go out for the day, if they're charged, I'll take either of these two usually because I find that I've got two phones and I've got other things I'm charging, camera items, etc., etc. So that's what I do. You can work out what you're doing. If you've got any questions or you want to ask something or you're not sure of something, feel free to put it in the comments. I'll try and always get back to anyone that makes a comment or asks a question. Don't mind sharing my experiences. If you like any of my content or you like the channel or get any value at all, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. At least subscribe. You don't have to have the notifications if you don't want to. And like and comment if you've got something to say. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.